I have seen it all. Drivers having the biggest crashes of their life, only to escape that wreckage with nothing but their will to live. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes. This sport is seriously chaotic. I'm sure you've witnessed it as well. But the final round is what matters the most to all drivers, as it can decide a championship. But in this case, it wasn't just a championship decider, it was an action-packed race. So sit down and get some snacks ready, as I take you through this race in a style that is way different from the previous comedy reviews.
So that was a load of bullcrap. Now I'm pretty sure that as if you watching this video right now, you're probably like, Disco, what the actual fuck was this comedy review about? It wasn't even a comedy review. It was just a few clips, at least some random Scottish fellow over here thought. Well, did you know it was just a new editing style, and the feedback hasn't been that great, so yeah, I know that this is just a cheap-ass excuse, like, oh, I didn't want to write a script. And that is absolutely true. I did not want to write a script, I just wanted to try something else. I had this in my mind while showering, and sending a reminder for me to never take any other ideas again from things that happened in the shower. Just don't take any ideas from that anymore. But in all seriousness, 22 subscribers? Damn, I didn't realize that I had that least amount of brain cells. So, yeah. Anyways, as you looked at this title, you're probably like, season review? Yes, season review. Let's start the intro. So round 1 rolled around, and with that were 2 new teams. Lima Motorsport, which has been in the season since Season 7, but then got its name stolen by Dutch Riga Motorsport, who bought out the team and changed the name and the livery immediately. Now that was a pretty good gamble from Dutch Riga Motorsport, as it turned out for the better. Now the team has been in POA for 3 seasons now, with their latest car being the DR03. No, not the DR26 or anything. They've changed up the chassis naming to just Fuller Red Bull. Yeah, I don't know why. But in all seriousness, they have changed their livery as well. And my god, it looks bloody gorgeous. As I'm an insider in POA. I mean, it's literally in my name. As I'm the literal owner. And this is just giving me a free pass to just talk a lot of slack about the league. And just pass it off like, hey, it's comedy. Yeah. Lima Motorsports. The laughing stock. Round 1, they already had 52 points. Now actually 50 points. That was because Disco promised Finley that for Finley to return. Yes, buying out. So then Disco won round 1 after Greeno showed his first signs of incompetence. Now to be fair, this was Greeno's first ever season in POA, and it was his first ever race, so he still had a lot of time of getting used to the cars. But to be honest, it was pretty phenomenal to see Greeno like that close in battling with Disco. So yeah, that was our first sign. So like, oh shit, this is gonna be a championship battle, and this was already gonna be a close championship battle due to Disco getting knocked out into Q1. No, from Q2, he got knocked out. Now I can't lie here. So, Disco won the race, Greeno second, after him spinning it and throwing away the race win even faster than Ferrari can throw away a world championship. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get crucified for that one in the comments by the Italians. At this one, I'm not even at this point, I even wonder if any Italians are still watching this comedy review. But sure, they've all just gone out there and hung themselves. Anyway, yeah, that was basically just round 1 in a nutshell. Round 2 rolled around and it was time for Mexico, where it was the home country of the Mexican Minister of Disgrace, or as RPA, or as FP1 Will likes to call it, Mexican Minister of Mid. And I can agree with him on that one. Also, hippity hoppity, thanks for the comedy review. Pretty sure you don't mind, and I'm pretty sure you're just cringing at the point of watching this video. Anyway, I'm getting a bit sidetracked. Let's get back to the actual comedy review stuff to the stuff that matters. Disco was looking pretty strong until Dan rolled around and took his revenge and took out all of his rage on Disco. Mid-race, he just took him out, and Dan went on to dominate. Now, yeah, he did spin it around a few times, but he was still pulling away from Disco a lot. That was purely because Disco kept on spinning it or throwing away his race when faster than Norris and McLaren could throw away our world championship. Pretty sure I've just pissed off half of the entire world. Or just the entirety of Gen Alpha. I'm not really sure on this one. So, Dan won round 2. That's what gave us 2 different winners. And round 3 rolled around in Palma, and it was Disco's strongest point. As the track has been in PLA before, but there were not really any footage of it. But Disco is really familiar with the track, so of course he gave it all that he got. And with 2 laps to go, King pulled a Ferrari strategy, flipped himself over, and basically just handed Disco the win. Until Finley rolled around in the Lima Motorsport. Yeah, remember him? Not really sure how he's still relevant now. But instead of being slow and just retiring, he did the opposite. He was still slow, but he turned it to George Russell by taking out Disco and flipping him over the wall, which basically handed Greeno the win. If it weren't for Finley being such an incompetent terrorist, Disco would have probably won that, and Greeno would have never gotten his first win in this season. And we never would have had this championship battle. But yet here we are, with LKR now having their car turned from a championship contender to a championship pretender. Now it was time for Europro, which was the first Italian Grand Prix. And it was the first time that POA raced there. But it wasn't the first time that Discos raced there. Because when he was young, he was still practicing on that track. Jesus Christ, this man's practiced everywhere. Which was probably how Disco absolutely dominated that race. And now, to be fair, he is on that grid for 8 seasons now, and probably 4 years, because POA started in 2020, and how is it still alive at this point? It should have been dead already. Thank you, Moominator and Finley, for keeping this hellhole of a league alive. Anyway, as it was time for the Europro Grand Prix, the POA Dutch Motorsport announced a livery change. So I just had a little aneurysm there. Not sure if you can call it an aneurysm or just call it incompetence of speaking. I'm Dutch, so flame me in the comments all you want. I learned my English from video games and watching videos. So, Europro Grand Prix rolled around. Dutch Motorsport revealed a livery that had their yellow turn into red. So their PO went from normal P to bloody P. Oh boy. Yeah, livery's going downhill. LKRMC announced no livery updates. Dutch Motorsport did announce a few upgrades, but it wasn't a lot. It was mainly just cosmetic changes to the car and the removal of the mirrors, which they got fined for, and then later did not get fined for. Dutch Motorsport then added their own car mirrors, which they then changed to Formula 1 style mirrors, 1 race after. Disco absolutely dominated that race with a gap of 1 minute and 6 seconds, if I'm correct, which is the biggest gap. Netherlands rolled around, and Disco was starting to make even more history, going fastest in all practice sessions and going fastest in all qualifying sessions. He was on pole, and he dominated the race. He not really dominated it, but once Greeno pulled a norm, but once Greeno did his normal Greeno things, Disco was released into the lead, and pulled the gap he did. Jesus Christ, he was a rocket ship until Greeno crashed out of the Grand Prix, which was the first signs of LKRMSV turning from a championship contender to championship pretender. For sure, all of you native English speakers are probably cringing right now, seeing me attempt to speak English. Yeah, jokes on you. The British press was still not there during the press conference in Sao Paulo. Anyway, I'm just getting flamed for this one. But it was now time for the Italian Grand Prix, and POA having unbanned engine development. It was then time for Dutch Motorsport and LKRMSV to finally battle it out to see who can get the fastest engine. With LKRMSV having bought some engines from a certain tractor company, aka John Deere, which also goes by the alias 2024 Aston Martin F1 car. Pretty sure all of you Aston Martin fans are gonna flame me in the comments, so go ahead. It's just a comedy review, it's comedy. And go ahead and flame me in the comments as it gives me that engagement. So thank you very much, you fools. It was then time for Dutch Motorsport to just absolutely have a laughingstock. With Dutch Motorsport hyping up their engine upgrade so much that it actually feels like it's Red Bull. Because of how fast that thing is. LKRMSV also hyped up their tractor by not hyping it up at all, which is probably the biggest hype so far. Which is also probably the best choice that they've made all time now. Then it was time for the next race, which, if I can check right now, I just have to check my Discord real quick, so we'll be right back. It was time for Denmark, and it was the biggest crash on lap 15. My webcam is a bit dusty. Anyway, welcome back. It was time for Denmark, and as of course, weird stuff happens in POA and tight tracks. It's like an open lobby in Monaco on F124, so yeah. Finley had a big crash, somehow we recovered from it, and finished the race outside of the podium somehow. Then we had a sprint race to see who would win. Disco won that sprint race after Big Fella literally cut an entire corner just to get ahead. And then won the Danish Grand Prix. Disco finished in second because Disco is that consistent in terms of podiums. It was then time for Singapore with Red 3 GP. Having a lot of confidence, they decided, you know what, we're bringing in Naman Preet to put Hydra out of his misery already. Because Hydra suddenly turned into some random Mexican fellow over here. Flame me in the comments. Singapore rolled around, Naman dominated the race, having taken the lead from lap 1 from Disco. Even with Naman spinning into the wall at the bridge on the final lap, Disco still pulled over, gave Naman the win. And Disco took second, even though Disco was fastest in all practice sessions and could have been a Super Grand Slammer again. Korea then rolled around, which was the final round of the season. Thank fuck it's finally over. And POA was mad because he wasn't allowed to pass Finley. So, multiple safety cars on later, and it was time for the 2-lap dash. And the final lap rolled around, and Disco and Finley had a battle. Until they didn't, after Finley shot straight through. Disco took the lead, and kind of shot it to the distance. Even after spinning it in the corner, Finley still passed him. Then Finley spun it, then Disco spun it, then Disco took the win. So yeah, thank God it's finally over. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, as this is just purely just a normal facecam video, so you can just turn off your phone and just listen to this as if it's a podcast. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll do a comedy review on preseason testing and the livery reviews as well. And if you guys are as hyped as I am for Season 9, then make sure to let me know in the comments down below and give me that sweet engagement. Anyway, I'll be doing a poll on my community on my community post, so make sure to keep tabs on that as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.